Hello, give me 60 seconds or more of your time. A lot of people think failure is the opposite of success. Nah, actually, like my father used to say, failure is part of the process to become successful. To become successful, you must fail. That's steady. That's steady. You know, the problem we had about failure, where we got our hatred for failure was in school. While we were in school, once you failed your exam, you were beaten, you were whooped on the ass, like you've messed up, why did you fail? You were beaten. But nature doesn't reward failure like that. Actually, nature rewards failure with a pat on the back. Let me give you an instance. When a baby is born, the baby starts crawling, starts crawling, starts crawling. The mother, they applaud him, he crawls and falls. Then now when he gets to the stage of wanting to walk, they get him this tricycle. He pushes it, he falls. They hold him up, they close, they tell him, they clap for him, tell him he has to keep falling so that he can be able to walk. But throughout all these things, for each failure he feels trying to walk, he's applauded for it. And before you know, that child starts walking. Same with the process of running. When he wants to run, he runs and fall. He runs and fall. And they clap and they clap and they clap till he becomes a professional runner. And so now, in both cases, you've seen that failure was part of the success to becoming successful. Are you understanding? Now, let us go to in our spiritual life. I'm a believer, so I love God very much. And I believe that there is God up there, and I'm a Christian, a practicing one. Now, for you to become a born-again Christian or someone who truly believes and loves God, once you start the process, there's always a time of relapse, maybe a little bit mistake, a little sin there, a little sin here. You go back for God to always forgive you. You are getting mastered in the act of repentance, you understand, in the act of penance, and in the act of knowing that, yes, this angers God, and you have to go straight on it. And before you know it, you become maybe not perfect but close to being perfect. You have to fail here and there to get to that part of the process of becoming successful even in the religious life. So today, as I'm speaking to you all, while you must have failed in a lot of things, some of us have failed in our relationships, and after giving someone your heart, the person broke the heart, you're feeling so terrible, you sworn, I would never fall in love, look at what they did to me. No, do not despair. It's part of the process. Now you've known what a bad fiance, a bad boyfriend, a bad girlfriend looks like. Now you know what to look out. You know the red lights, you know the green lights when getting into a relationship. For those of us in businesses, you know, there's no business that you can do without getting and facing failure. None at all. For example, I used to be a farmer of poultry farming. When I started poultry farming, what would happen? I lost a lot of birds. I cried. I remember crying. When I was crying, my father was looking at me. I said, come on, would you man up? Why are you crying? He didn't know that I used my school fees that he gave me to put in poultry farming. So he just thought I was just crying the normal cry that every young man was crying. But after crying that cry, I stood up, dusted my body, dusted myself up, picked myself up, and went back into that same business. And before you knew it, 2 years down the line, I had started with 60 beds and I had increased to 500 beds. This is not a motivational talk that will say, you know, most time we're always mocking motivational preachers or whatever we call them. That I started with one feather, ended with the big. No. This is real life scenario.